New labels on food products across Canada are intended to help shoppers make more informed choices about their diets. The labels signal if products contain high levels of saturated fat, sodium, or sugar. University of Alberta lecturer Torah Kachur joins us now to discuss the new labels. Good morning.
Good morning.
So these labels, what exactly do they tell us about and how shoppers can use them to make more informed choices?
Well, they're the little magnifying glass in the corner.
Okay.
And it's a little black and white. It's quite subtle, but it'll kind of give you a check mark, whether it's the high saturated fats, sugar, or salt. And those are generally products that you might already know you should avoid.
Yeah.
You know, potato chips will have a high salt marker on them, but we know they're not necessarily healthy for you. But it's another added step to help make better choices.
Do you think they'll help impact the health of Canadians?
I think it's a front of label option to remind you to look at the nutritional profile on the side.
Okay.
If you know that they're there, if you are looking for that, and you know what that label means, then it means that you're paying a little bit more attention. It's not that those products should always be avoided, but you just kind of know that maybe they become a guilty pleasure, or to check the side of the nutrition label to check really how high salt are they or how high saturated fat are they, and then make a little bit better decisions that way. So it's a little bit of a flag to do a little bit more digging.
Okay, so using them not necessarily to just put the product right back on the shelf, but to be more informed. And that's probably a really good habit to get into, whether they have those labels or not, to look at the nutritional value.
It does take time, though.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So this is maybe a little bit of an easier marker to sit there and say, okay, well, look, I have hypertension, I have high blood pressure. I know I'm not supposed to be eating high salt. I look for that little check mark and avoid.
Okay. Do you think they go far enough?
I think they're probably a little bit too subtle, just being in the corner and the way they're black and white. I honestly haven't noticed them there. And so that's something where it's a start.
Right.
It's a start. And I think as soon as we start with consumer awareness to know what to look for, that can really help you just trigger it and say, look, I'm going to look in the top right corner of the package and see if that label is there. And if it is, then maybe I can reach for something else.
Okay. A lot of times we pay attention to what's happening in the United States, south of the border. There's some new guidelines down there as well. What can you tell us about some of those guidelines that are happening in the U.S.?
Well, I have to say, admittedly, as a scientist, they're not the most data-informed decision-making. They do prioritize animal fats and animal protein, which is part of a healthy diet, but not a major part of a healthy diet.
Okay.
And so particularly recommending beef, it's not necessarily the best for all kinds of data that we know about. That being said, the average American, if they ate according to the recommended guidelines, would still be eating a healthier diet than what they're eating now.
Okay.
So it's still a step forward in a healthy journey, but it's not necessarily where the science is at in terms of the healthiest.
Okay.
But it is healthier.
And if we were to look towards the Canadian Health Food Guide, is that something we should do just for general health as well?
The Canada Food Guide ranks as one of the top in the world, actually, for dietary recommendations. In terms of, it's very, very straightforward. Half your plate is fruits and vegetables, a quarter is whole grains, and a quarter is a healthy protein. Like, if you just follow that, then you're doing very, very, very well. But the Canada Food Guide, if we look at it from a database information stuff, Canada ranks as second in the world, only to Brazil. Only to Brazil, because Brazil recommends much more direct local ingredients depending on the region. So that's why the people like the World Health Organization rank Brazil a little bit higher. But the Canada Food Guide is a fantastic way.
Okay, good to know, good to know. And like you said, these should help us be a little bit more informed, but maybe just even create some better habits when it comes to picking out our diet and our food.
We all have indulgences. Yeah. It's just maybe picking the slightly better indulgence every now and then.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us this morning.
You're very welcome.